Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly wrap up. I'm your main man, Hop, aka Mr. Levels, aka Pips, aka it's up there. So, before I jump into this weekly wrap up, let me give a quick disclaimer as always. This is not financial advice. Anything that I share during this analysis is for educational purposes only. I repeat, this is in no way financial advice. Any and everything that I share throughout this analysis is for educational purposes only. Cool beans? Cool beans. So let's jump into what we got out of the markets this past week. So, as you guys know, if you go back and look at the midweek analysis, in the midweek analysis before that, I told you guys that this was the area of interest. And once we had this pullback on the 12th of June, which was which was Wednesday before last, I told you guys that I wanted to see how we reacted to this level, this area, this area being this daily fair value gap that's shaded in this blue rectangle and these daily PD array levels. And once we got that pullback down to those levels, we seen price snap back off of those PD array levels and closed above the daily fair value gap. Okay, so when we got into this trading week, by the time we got to Wednesday, which was this candle here that my mouse is hovering over right now, right here, right? I told you guys that I wanted to see if we were able to fall back down to the top of this daily fair value gap, mainly wanting to see if we could get below this breaker block right here, right? This high, this low, and this higher high, making this a daily breaker block, right? We did not come below it and close below it. And I told you guys that if that was to happen, if we wasn't able to fall below this breaker block, get back down to the top of this daily fair value gap, that I expected the dollar to reach up into these monthly PD array levels, right? And being that we did not break and close below that breaker, that's exactly what happens. I mean, it's just like following a pattern, following a trend. Price action will literally show you and give you hints and signs and tell you what it is that it's going to do next according to previous levels, right? And you have to be able to identify those areas and react accordingly. So, being that on Wednesday, price closed the way it did, not getting back down to the top of this daily fair value gap, not closing below this breaker block, I um I automatically um was looking for the dollar to push higher, right? And we see that Thursday was an aggressive push to the upside, coming back up to that 62% monthly PD array. And Friday gave us another bullish day, up, I would say, a little bit over the consequent encroachment of these two levels. Let's see. So it closed right at consequent encroachment of the 79 and 62% monthly PD array level, right? Now, what I'm interested in seeing is how price opens up for the new trading week. If we open up aggressively pushing down, right, then I expect us possibly to come back down inside of the fair value gap that Thursday's candle created, right? And continuing higher, right? But first we have to get below the monthly 62%. If we can't even get below the monthly 62% PD array, which is this candle here, right? Then that means we are super bullish, and I expect the dollar to fly up to target this monthly buy side liquidity, right? Now, if we get back below the monthly 62% PD array level, then I'll be looking for price to come down inside of this daily fair value gap. And then we'll be looking to see how price reacts to this area, right? If we push below it and close below it, then I would expect us to run this swing low, right? And possibly start making our way lower. However, if we respect this area, then I expect us to continue higher, right? It's just simple price action. That's all. Just simple price action and paying attention to previous levels that's being created. Higher time frame levels, that is. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for going forward out of the dollar. So you guys know what to expect from that. Looking at our currency pairs, we did get the downward moves that we were expecting this week, right? I told you guys Wednesday that I did expect us to push lower, and I would like to see Euro USD make a run for this monthly sell side liquidity. And I think we may get that with this upcoming trading week. Cool beans. I don't want to see price get above consequent encroachment of these monthly PD array levels that it is currently below, right? So I don't want to see price break and close above this yellow line on this rectangle, which is consequent encroachment. And all consequent encroachment means is the halfway mark of a defined area. So this is the defined area that I'm speaking of, the 62 and 79% monthly PD arrays, and consequent encroachment of those levels would be would be 50% of that space, right? Which would be this yellow line, right? So I don't want to see price break and close above consequent encroachment of these monthly PD array levels. And I would like to see us continue lower. If we do break and close above consequent encroachment, right, I would wait for price to get above the 62%, and then I will look to long or buy Euro USD up to these daily PD array levels. Cool beans? Cool beans. Simple price action, ladies and gentlemen. Same thing with the pound. I want to see the pound continue lower. We are sitting on top of a daily fair value gap for the pound. So let's see if we get a pullback up into this fair value gap here, right? I'm not going to market. You guys got to be able to do something by yourself on your own. Come on. And I would like to see a price pull back up into this fair value gap or these premium PD arrays of this candle, right? The 62.79% of this candle, right? And see how we react to those levels. If we do pull back up, right, I would only take a short from the premium levels of this candle, right? And I would only take a buy off of the 62 and 79% of these monthly discount levels. Cool beans? Cool beans. Basically the same thing for NZD USD. I would like to see us dig down inside of this daily fair value gap. Making our way down to these monthly discount PD arrays. I don't know if NZD USD is going to fall all the way back down to these monthly discount arrays. I would be interested in buying from the bottom of this daily fair value gap. And if that fails, then I will buy from the 62%, right? And if that fails, this would be my last line of defense. I'm sorry, guys, I have the hiccups. This would be my last line of defense at the monthly. But more than likely, if price do fall all the way down to these levels, you're going to get a bit reaction, at least a 30 to 50 pip bounce off of these levels, even if price is going to continue lower to target the monthly sell side liquidity. Cool beans? Cool beans. And last but not least, let's look at our future pairs. Um, yes, I told you guys Wednesday, right? Where's my Wednesday calendar? Uh, well, anyway, I told you guys Wednesday that I wanted to see price pull back down into this fair value gap that I have shaded in blue here. And you see that's exactly what we got. Now, being that we're down into that area now, I would like to see us swing back up and continue to create new all-time highs. So I would like to see price swing up, run the previous all-time high, which is a weekly buy-side liquidity right here from this previous week's trading week, and continue to make new all-time highs, right? Now, if we break and close below the lower end of this daily fair value gap, then I do expect price to come on down into this imbalance, right? Being drawn towards these weekly PD array levels, right? Weekly PD array levels, and we have a monthly buy side liquidity that's sitting inside of those weekly PD array levels, right? Which are discount levels. So that's what I'm expecting out of ES, right? And if the dollar continues higher, then we're more than likely to see that downward move for futures. Cool beans, because futures typically tend to inversely correlate with the dollar, meaning they move in the opposite direction of the dollar. Cool beans, cool beans. And last but not least, NQ, um, same thing. I told you guys Wednesday that I wanted to see us pull back down into this imbalance, aka this daily fair value gap, aka these I mean as well as these daily PD array level from Monday's price action, right? I told you guys Wednesday that I would like to see us pull back down into those levels, right? Before continuing higher. So we did get that pull back down into those levels on Thursday and Friday. And as you can see, Friday we closed above the 79% discount level. So I want to see if we just shoot straight up from here. We may not shoot back up to the all-time high, but we should at least shoot back up to the premium PD array of Thursday's price action, right? And then we'll see how price reacts to those levels if and when we do indeed pull up to those levels. If we continue to push down, I would like to see price close below the lower end of this daily fair value gap, right? And then maybe pull back up to retest that 79% PD array level one more time before running that daily sell side liquidity from um, June the 17th, Monday's candle. Okay? Cool beans? Cool beans. And if we run that daily sell side liquidity and run it aggressively and close below it, then this imbalance along with these weekly PD array levels will be my next point of entry. Cool beans? Cool beans. So that's what I'm looking for out of futures. If we if price opens up and we start pushing back up, I'm not gonna chase a buy. I'm going to wait for price to push above this 62%, And then once we get above that and close above it, then I look for price to come back down and retest it. And then I would take a buy. Then and only when we break and close back above it. So we got to get back above the 62 first, and then I'll wait for a pullback and then long it or buy it up to these premium levels, right? Which is well over 100 Hammer, which is over 400 T. So that's enough for any trader, any institution, any banking institution. So yeah, that's another thing you guys got to stop doing. Stop holding these trades thinking that you're going to make $1 million off of them. That's never going to happen. The market wasn't even designed for that to happen. So I hope this analysis added some um, added some value to you guys' life, to your trading journey, to your upcoming trades that you are going to place this upcoming week in the market. And if these analyses are adding any value to you guys' lives, please feel free to like, share, most of all, subscribe on YouTube. It really helps out a lot. Um, if you're interested in joining my private trading group, please visit precisionpipsllc.com and sign up for the silver package. Um, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on the other side. So, with that being said, this will conclude this week's weekly wrap up. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out, tuning in, getting this knowledge, educating yourselves, empowering yourselves. Please pass it on, share it with family and friends. Maybe somebody may take a liking to day trading and it may change their lives and their family lives. That's really why I'm doing this and have been doing it for the last 5 years. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys once again for coming out, tuning in, getting this knowledge and empowering yourselves. Let your family and friends know you love them while they still here, please. And as always, peace and love, everybody. You know.